With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
The question is, which of the following statements are correct concerning the redox properties? The first statement is that a metal M for which E naught for the half cell reaction Mn plus N electrons giving M is very negative will be a good reducing agent. Okay. So if we talk about this first statement, you have this equation Mn plus N electrons giving M. So basically this is the reduction reaction that is given to you, right? So E naught for this reaction means that E naught for Mn plus to Mn is that they're talking about, right? Mn plus to M. So they are basically talking about the reduction potential, right? So it says that this has a very negative value. So this has a negative value. This will be a good reducing agent, right? So basically what happens is that higher is the negative value of the reduction potential, right? Higher is the negative value of the reduction potential, higher is the reducing power, right? Higher is the reducing power means it has a greater tendency to reduce the other substance and therefore it can act as a good reducing agent. Okay, so higher is the negative value, higher is the reducing power. It means that it has a greater tendency to reduce the other substance and therefore act as a good reducing agent. Because the substance which has a negative reduction potential actually has a tendency to oxidize itself. And when it has if it has a tendency to oxidize itself, it means that it has a better tendency or it has a greater tendency to reduce the other substance, right? Because the substance that acts as a reducing agent itself gets oxidized. So if we talk about the oxidation potential, that will be the positive value. So if it has a greater negative value, then the oxidation potential is going to have a greater positive value. So it has a greater tendency to oxidize itself and therefore a greater tendency to reduce the other substance and therefore it acts as a good reducing agent. It means that the first statement is going to be correct. The next statement is that the oxidizing power of the halogen decreases from chlorine to iodine. Right. So if we talk about the oxidizing power, it says that it follows this order: chlorine, Cl2, Br2, I2. Right. This is the order which is given to you for the decreasing oxidizing potential. Right. So this statement is going to be correct. This statement is going to be correct because if Cl2 has a greater oxidizing power, if it has a greater oxidizing power, it means that it has a greater tendency to oxidize the other substance, but it has a greater tendency to reduce itself, right? It means that it has a greater tendency to convert from Cl2 to Cl negative. Also because this has a smaller size in comparison to bromine and iodine, right? Smaller size, so it can attract the electron to a greater extent and can reduce itself and therefore can act as a good oxidizing agent or can show a good oxidizing power, right? Therefore, this is the correct order for oxidizing power. Now, if we talk about the last statement, it is the reducing power of hydrogen halides increases from hydrogen chloride to hydrogen iodide, right? It means that it says that HI has a greater reducing power, then we have HBr, then we have HCl, and then we have HF, right? So this is the order of increasing, reducing power. So this statement is correct, right? Why this statement is correct? Why the reducing power increases from hydrogen chloride to hydrogen iodide, right? That happens because as the size of the halogen increases, the HX bond becomes weak. The HX bond becomes weak, and when the HX bond becomes weak, it means that it can lose the halogen easily, right? It can lose the halogen easily and therefore show a greater reducing power. It means that it has a greater tendency to oxidize itself, okay? So basically all the statements are correct. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option 1, that 1, 2, 3, all the 3 statements are going to be correct. That's all for the question.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.